Hi guys, this is Grace. I just came back from hearing Peaches speak at the launch of her new book. It's called The Teachers of Peaches, and I saw her speak at the Avid Reader bookshop in West End in Brisbane, which was nice to have a nice little intimate event like that held in little old Brisbane. She did Sydney and Melbourne on the weekend, so it was good to have her in town. The way the event was conducted actually was quite coherent with her whole persona, it seems. She could have done a big ticketed event and charged a lot of money, which I'm sure people would have definitely paid for. But instead, she did a really intimate event that was an RSVP, free, first come, first served, at this beautiful little bookshop in West End. And really gave us some insights into her performance, her life, and the reasons why she is Peaches, I suppose. Peaches was interviewed by her friend and academic Kylie Gaffney, which made for some really exciting situations and an interesting atmosphere. They first started to speak about the book, which is basically a collection of images from the past 6 years of Peaches' life, taken by photographer Holger Talinsky. Now, Holger approached her years back and wanted to follow her around and basically involve himself in situations that the audiences wouldn't see. So there's photos of Peaches hanging out with her family, sleeping in airports and going to the bathroom and doing these things that the public wouldn't generally get to see. And in doing that, I think it normalizes her and gives this side of her, which although she's so passionate and aggressive and invokes so much fire on stage, you get to see a humanized version of her. And I think that's really beneficial as a fan and for the public to see that. A really interesting question asked by an audience member tonight was about Peaches' costumes and props that she features on stage. And the audience member wanted to know her themes and motives behind these. And Peaches had a really great, interesting response to this. She said, "The media always projects me as this overtly sexualized person." And she said, if the Rolling Stones can ride a big dick on stage, then so can I. And I think that that's actually a really important message because it signals what things were like, 10 years ago when she donned that hot pink bathing suit and rode genitalia on stage, and also signals what things are like now, for a woman to address those issues in such a visual and such a shocking and such a confronting way. It was pretty different back then, and I guess that's why Peaches has become, one of the reasons why Peaches has become such an iconic figure, is that she's talked about those things, but she's done it in a really fun way, and I guess that wasn't really being done back then. People had messages and they had things they wanted to talk about, but they were just angry about them, whereas Peaches was angry, but she made it fun, and she did talk about that dichotomy. She also said that the reason she was drawn to those bright, tight costumes was the contrast that what she wore had between her performance and her aggression and her fury on stage. And she said she really liked confusing audiences in the way that she did that. And I think that definitely goes towards creating such a visceral performance as what Peaches gives on stage. It is something that you can't really compare to anything else, and it's definitely very hard to duplicate. I think one of the most important messages I took away from tonight was that Peaches really wants her audiences to feel that they can express themselves in the way that they want to express themselves. And although that message can become cliche and stale, I think Peaches provides a really nice, interesting angle on it. She has these performances and wears these costumes and carries herself in a way that people can find provocative or sexualized or even shocking. But when she ties these parts of herself so intrinsically with messages about feminism and about queer theory and about different aspects of society, you can't help but as an audience address these issues yourself. And I think that aspect makes her a really interesting and a really inspiring artist. It's not often that a woman, and especially someone of her age, which it shouldn't matter, but unfortunately it does, to address these issues in such a raw, harsh way, it really provides a lot of hope, I guess, for me as a woman growing older. You know, you can conduct yourself in this way, and you can think about these things and talk about these things and express yourself in a way that you see fit. There is no right or wrong way. Peaches also has an album coming out in September this year. It's called Rub. Very, very excited to hear what's on that. She's had a lot of creative output this year. Very clever lady. So Peaches, hot chick, big brain. We approve.